Below Deck Mediterranean Season 9's villain Ellie Dubaich has been having a hard time throughout the charter season, but her recent behavior has shown just how jealous she is of Chief Stew Aesha Scott's success. Throughout Below Deck Mediterranean Season 9, Ellie has been one of the several cast members of the season who have struggled in their position. While Ellie has been having a hard time in her role, the second stew has been open about her hopes to become a chief stew in the future. Working beneath Aesha, Ellie should be getting some great exposure to the work. Rather than soaking in what Aesha's been doing though, Ellie has spent the majority of the Below Deck Med Season 9 charter season dealing with personal issues between herself and her fellow stew Brim Muller. While Ellie and Bry started on the right foot, both women found themselves attracted to lead deckhand Joe Bradley early in the charter. Ellie shared she was interested in Joe, but Bry took the first swing and hooked up with Joe behind Ellie's back. After a series of outbursts from both women, the dust seems to have settled, but Ellie's behavior aboard Mystique hasn't improved. Ellie's time aboard Mystique has been difficult, primarily because she's been having a hard time adjusting as Below Deck Med's second stew. While Ellie has nearly a decade's worth of yachting experience, her performance aboard Mystique hasn't been up to par, especially knowing that she hopes to become a chief stew soon. Ellie's been unable to complete tasks entirely, ignoring the aspects of her job that require to tidy up after herself or delegate work appropriately. With issues surrounding prioritization and time management, Ellie has been struggling to make it clear to Aesha that she can handle her position. Although Ellie has the experience to back her up, the fact that she's had such a hard time aboard Mystique has been clear to Aesha. The chief stew has noticed that Ellie hasn't been able to accomplish all of her tasks successfully, delegate to third stew Bry appropriately, or prioritize the work that needs to be done first in a timely manner. While Aesha understands that Ellie wants to advance in her career, she's been clear that Ellie isn't ready to take on such a large shift in her work if she can't successfully navigate being a second stew either. While Ellie and Bry have been working together as successfully as possible throughout the charter season, things have been tough on the team without the extra stew they've needed. Aesha and Captain Sandy Yawn were excited to be able to bring in another stew for the end of the charter season, hiring Carrie O'Neill for the last stretch of charters. While Ellie and Bry were told that Carrie would be floating around for Aesha to see what she's best at, Ellie took offense to the idea that Carrie could ultimately take the second stew role if she's best suited. Although Ellie was clear that she was concerned about her role, Aesha explained thoroughly that if Carrie was a better fit for the second stew role, Aesha would make her assessments accordingly. While Ellie was more concerned about rank, Aesha explained that she was looking to understand what would make their crew function better. She shared with Ellie that if she needed to move roles around, that would be at her discretion, and as the chief stew, she was allowed to make any adjustments she saw fit on the team. Ellie accepted Aesha's explanation, but she wasn't happy. While Ellie has been working aboard Mystique all season, things have been particularly difficult for her in the most recent stretch of the charter. Despite knowing that she's been slacking in her work, Ellie truly believes she deserves to be a chief stew, and doesn't seem to realize she's not ready for the Below Deck Med leadership role. Instead, Ellie's irritatingly jealous of Aesha's role of chief stew and refuses to stand down about issues that she doesn't have any jurisdiction over. The second stew needs to reevaluate her stance and readjust moving forward. While Ellie may not have been as much of an emotional disaster as Bry throughout the charter season, her behavior has been worse and farther-reaching. If Ellie's attitude doesn't shift after having Carrie aboard Mystique for the next charter, she should be let go before the season's end. Even with only a few Below Deck Mediterranean charters left, Ellie's behavior shouldn't be tolerated if it continues.